What up, though, world? It's your boy, Hallie, No Team is Safe podcast. Y'all know how we do. It's the podcast where no team is safe, and we talk about sports from the normal man's perspective. Y'all ready? Let's go. I'm sure anybody that's a football fan and haven't been living under a rock can see that the playoffs are about to start. It is time, baby. The playoffs are here, and it's going to be a lot of heroes, and it's going to be a lot of duds. Right now, I'm seeing great defense from the Seahawks and the Texans. That brings me to a crazy question. Like, if you were a franchise that wanted to win a Super Bowl, which defense would you pick? Would you pick the Seahawks or would you pick the Texans? I think that's crazy because, when you think about the DBs, when you think about the line, these guys are equipped to stop the run. They're equipped to slow down the pass. They're ball hawks. And most good teams, good quarterbacks look horrible when they stand in front of them. So what do you think? The Texans or the Seahawks? I think that's a tough one right there, but I don't know. The Tex Hawks? Yeah, that's who I would go with, the Tex Hawks. One thing I want to do on No Team is Safe podcast is give flowers when flowers are due. Your boy Myles Garrett. Yeah. Your boy Myles Garrett finally broke the sack record. Of course, they went right to Strahan. Strahan say, hey, he got the record for 17 games. I got the record for 16 games. What y'all think about that? Do you think that because it was 17 games, that's why he was able to surpass the record? Or do you believe that if we only had 16 games, he would have a more sense of urgency? I guess that's something we'll never know. But Strahan say, hey, he didn't break my record. He broke the record for having 17 games with the sacks. My record is 16. Some people might think he hating. Some people might think, that's that old school way of thinking where, hey, things were different back then and y'all got a new luxury now. But either way, Myles Garrett, sack king. And of course, with playoff football, it always seems that this is when defense really kicks in. This is when, most of the teams that are defensive minded, they really go into the games trying to lower the score. This is when you get a lot of unders where most games not going over 40 points because the defense is really clamming down on the quarterback, the running backs. They're really tightening the screws on every angle of the game. So, with playoff football comes defense. What do y'all think? Y'all think that some offensive juggernauts are going to be able to withstand the storm? So with that defense, the Seahawks did what they were supposed to do, and they super clamped the 49ers. Njigba was still him, doing what he was supposed to, trying to get the Hemi Award every week like he always do. The Seahawks defense was like medieval times or something where you run through a village and anybody standing in the way just get tore down. Like, they were going for broke out there. And it's funny because Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts, but the ghost was McCaffrey, Kittle, and Purdy. Where were they at? I don't know who those people were out there that were supposed to be them, but that weren't them. They were definitely ghosts. Sam Darnold, this is the one time that you could see ghosts. So now Seattle is the number one seed heading into the playoffs. I hope that the rust that most people gain from that doesn't, kind of do them in like what happened to the Lions last season, going against the Commanders. So we'll see. Seattle is the number one seed. Man, oh man, the Carolina Panthers won the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers. I think they have an 8-9 record. That's crazy to win a division with a losing record. Nevertheless, they did what they had to do to win. The one thing I'll say about the Carolina Panthers is, man, they got some pretty games and they got some ugly games, man. And one thing, Rico Dowdle, I'm not trying to get no investigations on you or nothing. You my brother, this, that, and the other. I don't try to tear down my people. But, bro, were you thinking about your little bonus? Did you think you were going to lose rushing yards? Is that why you pitched the ball back like that? That was crazy. That's just between me and you, though. Just between me and you, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that pitch back was. It wasn't a scenario where you had to throw the ball back, but you did. I guess we're going to keep the yards between me and you, brother. Jacksonville did what they had to do. They got the AFC South. They're making noise. Trevor Lawrence is showing people that he's no joke. Their defense is showing up, and even though you really don't know too many names on the roster, you'll know them after these playoffs. Jacksonville is Jackson real.
What?
Quick one for my quarterback fans. Start, sit, cut. We got Matt Stafford, Josh Allen, and we got Drake Maye. Who you gonna start? Who you gonna sit? Who you gonna cut? You know, it's mighty crazy that the Rams went from basically the Super Bowl favorite to the wild card spot, a number 5 seed, depending on how good they do. Matt Stafford is definitely putting up MVP numbers. Puka Nacua can definitely be Offensive Player of the Year. They have a good defense. And I still believe that the Rams are a dangerous team. But, man, to go from the number 1 seed down to a wild card team is crazy. Just kind of like what happened with the Bears when the Bears were the number 1 seed and then they slid all the way down after, a few games happened. So it's crazy time in this NFL. You know, the playoffs are popping and it's time to see who's going to really be that juggernaut. This one goes out to Josh Allen. I know the Buffalo Bills fans are probably having the same sentiment as me, but is this Josh Allen's time? He's had to deal with Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, all of these different juggernauts, the Cincinnati Bengals having the great quarterback that they have. Now that you have all of these people who aren't making it, who are limping to the finish line, is this Josh Allen's year? Or is Drake Maye and Trevor Lawrence and all these other guys saying, hey, you had your 4 to 5 year window and it didn't work out for you, here we come. What do you think about that? Do you think that Josh Allen still has a 2 to 3 year window to be the man and get that Super Bowl? Or do you think that that time has passed? Also, what about the Lions? Do you think that the Lions Super Bowl window has passed, or do you think that they still have a chance as far as if they get healthy and get a few coaches in there to help Dan Campbell? So he's not biting, scratching, and clawing and biting kneecaps by himself. So there's always this debate, and if you ask Barry, if you ask Emmitt, they will always speak highly of each other. But I'm asking you, if you could pick the best running back of all time, would it be Emmitt Smith or would it be Barry Sanders? Now, I know some people are going to go back to the 60s and say Jim Brown. If you want to say Jim Brown, that's cool. If you want to say Walter Payton, that's cool. There's a bunch of other backs that you can name. But right now, I'm talking about between Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. Who is the great talent? Who is the pure talent? Who is the one that you would want to lace him up next to you? This one is for my basketball fans. Okay. The question is, would you rather have Iverson or Pippen? Who would you choose? Who would you say is the better person, the better player? Is it Allen Iverson or is it Scottie Pippen? I know a lot of players probably from the 70s, 80s, 90s are automatically going to say Pippen. Some of the newer guys are going to say Iverson. Well, I'm going to break it down this way. The reason that I would say Iverson is because Iverson had to be Batman on a team and Scottie Pippen had to be Robin on a team. So here's the difference. Allen Iverson got all the way to the championship being a Batman. Scottie Pippen got to the finals a bunch of times being a Robin. But has Scottie Pippen ever got to the finals being a Batman? Now, some people will say, well, Scottie Pippen was never in that position and you can't say this and that. All I'm going off of is the Batman and Robin theory, where if you are the Robin on a great team, you will never outdo the Batman on the team that almost made it. So, Iverson or Pippen, let me know what you think. This is No Team is Safe. We about to drop podcast episodes. We're going to have special guests. We're going to really break down this thing called sports to a good science as laymen, as we talk, as men, barbershop talk, around the house talk. And this show is for the everyday man. So I'm going to do my best to bring the stats and bring, the facts and all of that. But at the same time, when we talk ball, no team is safe.